I forced my younger daughter to forgive her sister who slept with her boyfriend and got pregnant. Then when my younger daughter miscarried, my older daughter called it karma for holding a grudge. I again told her to move on and forgive. Now both daughters have abandoned me and I'm alone regretting every single decision I made. It was just a mistake. You need to move on. I said that to my younger daughter while her older sister sat on our couch, pregnant with her ex-boyfriend's baby. Ruby was 19, curled up in a ball, sobbing so hard she couldn't breathe. Olivia was 22, rubbing her barely visible baby bump with this serene, victorious smile. I chose Olivia. I chose the daughter who betrayed her sister over the daughter who'd been betrayed. And I kept choosing her, over and over, until I had no daughters left. I'm writing this from my empty house because both my girls are gone now. I need someone to understand how I destroyed my family by taking sides. Not for sympathy. I know what I did. But because if I don't write it down, I'll keep lying to myself about whose fault this really was. Mine. It was always mine. Let me go back to where it started, because that's where I made my first terrible choice. 3 years ago, Ruby was 16 and dating this boy, Jake. They'd been together for a year. First love, puppy love, the kind that feels like the whole world. She was obsessed with him in that sweet, innocent way teenagers are. Olivia had just graduated college and moved back home. She was supposed to be job hunting, getting her life together. Instead, she spent most of her time going out, partying, sleeping until noon. I made excuses for her. She's young. She's finding herself. Let her have fun before real life starts. My husband Mike would shake his head. You baby her too much. She needs structure. She's fine, I'd say. Ruby's the one we need to worry about. She's too serious for 16. Too focused on this boy. I wanted Ruby to be more like Olivia. Carefree. Fun. Not so intense about everything. God, I was stupid. One night, Ruby went to a sleepover at her friend's house. Some Friday night thing they'd planned for weeks. Jake was supposed to come over to study for SATs with Ruby earlier that day, but she'd left already. Olivia was home. She offered to let Jake in to wait, or to tell him Ruby wasn't there. She let him in. What happened next, I pieced together later from tearful confessions, angry accusations, and the horrible truth neither of them tried very hard to hide. Olivia flirted with him. He was 17, stupid, and she was a college graduate who looked like she'd stepped out of Instagram. She offered him a drink from my liquor cabinet. They talked. She touched his arm. Laughed at his jokes. One thing led to another. They had sex in our house. In Olivia's room. While Ruby was at a sleepover, trusting that her sister and her boyfriend were both people who loved her. Jake told Ruby 2 days later. Broke down crying, said he'd made the worst mistake of his life, begged for forgiveness. Ruby came home destroyed. I'd never seen someone so young look so broken. Mom, she whispered, standing in the kitchen doorway. Olivia slept with Jake. I was making dinner. I remember the knife in my hand, the onions I was chopping. I remember thinking this had to be a misunderstanding. What? Jake told me. They had sex. Here. In our house. While I was at Melissa's. I put down the knife. Are you sure? Maybe he's lying. Maybe they just talked and He's not lying, Mom. Olivia admitted it. She said it just happened. She said she was drunk and he was there and it didn't mean anything. My first thought wasn't about Ruby's pain. It was about Olivia's reputation. Olivia's future. What people would say about my older daughter if this got out. Okay, I said slowly. Okay. This is fixable. Fixable? Ruby's voice cracked. She slept with my boyfriend. I know, honey, and that was wrong. But these things happen. People make mistakes. You're so young. You and Jake weren't going to last forever anyway. Mom. I'm just saying, in the grand scheme of things, this is a blip. You'll get over Jake. You'll find someone else. But Olivia. She's struggling right now. She's lost. She made a terrible choice and she needs support, not judgment. Ruby stared at me like I was a stranger. You're taking her side. I'm not taking sides. I'm trying to be rational about this. She betrayed me. She's my sister. And she's my daughter too. And she's hurting. She feels terrible about this. Olivia appeared in the doorway then. Red-eyed, looking fragile and small. Ruby, I'm so sorry. I was drunk and stupid and I never meant to hurt you. You had sex with Jake. Ruby screamed. I know. I know and I hate myself for it. Please, you have to forgive me. I can't lose my sister over this. I watched Ruby's face. Watched her look between me and Olivia. Watched her realize that we were both asking her to swallow her pain to make this easier for us. "No," Ruby said quietly. "No, I don't have to forgive you. And I won't." She went to her room and didn't come out for 2 days. I told Mike what happened. He was furious. At Olivia, yes, but also at me. "You told Ruby to get over it?" he asked, incredulous. I told her to be rational. She's 16. This isn't the end of the world. Her sister betrayed her in the worst possible way and you're asking her to be rational? Someone has to be the adult here. You're right. And that someone should be you. But instead, you're enabling Olivia's selfishness and dismissing Ruby's pain. I'm not dismissing. Yes, you are. You always do. Olivia gets away with everything because you make excuses for her. Ruby has to be the mature one, the understanding one, the one who sacrifices. It's not fair. That's not true. But it was. I knew it was. I'd always favored Olivia. She was my first. She was more like me, outgoing, social, fun. Ruby was quiet like Mike, serious, thoughtful. I loved Ruby, but I liked Olivia more. And I'd spent years showing it in 1,000 small ways. The next few weeks were hell. Ruby refused to speak to Olivia. Refused to be in the same room with her. Jake kept trying to apologize, sending flowers and texts and showing up at the house until Mike threatened to call the police. Olivia moped around, crying, saying she'd ruined everything. And I comforted her. She'll forgive you eventually, I told Olivia. She's just hurt right now. Give her time. What if she never forgives me? She will. She's your sister. That bond is stronger than some high school boyfriend. I believe that. I really did. Then Olivia dropped the bomb. 2 months after the Jake incident, she came to me crying. "Mom, I'm pregnant." My blood went cold. "What?" "I'm pregnant. It's Jake's." From that night. I sat down hard. "Are you sure?" "I took 3 tests. I'm sure." "Have you told him?" "No. I don't know what to do." My mind raced. Olivia, pregnant at 22. Unemployed. Living at home. With her sister's ex-boyfriend's baby. What do you want to do? I asked carefully. I don't know. I wasn't planning this. But I don't think I can have an abortion. I know that sounds crazy, but it's your choice, I heard myself say. I should have been horrified. Should have thought about Ruby, about how this would devastate her. But all I could think was that this was my first grandchild. That Olivia needed me. That I had to protect her. Don't tell your sister yet, I said. Let's figure this out first. We kept it secret for a month. I helped Olivia make doctor's appointments, went with her to the first ultrasound, held her hand while we figured out her options. And I didn't tell Ruby. When Olivia started showing, we couldn't hide it anymore. Ruby noticed at dinner. Olivia was wearing a loose shirt, but when she reached for the salt, the fabric pulled tight over her small bump. Ruby's face went white. Are you pregnant? Silence. Olivia. Are you pregnant? Yes, Olivia whispered. Who's the father? More silence. Oh my God. Ruby pushed her chair back. It's Jake's. Isn't it? From that night? Ruby. Isn't? Yes, Olivia said, crying now. Yes, it's Jake's. Ruby looked at me. Did you know? I couldn't lie. Yes. How long? A month. A month. You've known for a month that she's pregnant with my ex-boyfriend's baby and you didn't tell me. I was trying to protect you. By lying to me? By letting me live in this house with her, not knowing? Ruby's voice was shaking. You chose her. Again. You always choose her. That's not fair. It's completely fair. She slept with Jake. She got pregnant. And you're protecting her like she's the victim. She is struggling. I'm struggling. Ruby screamed. I'm the one who got cheated on. I'm the one whose sister betrayed her. But you don't care because Olivia is your favorite and she always has been. Ruby, please. I'm leaving. I'm going to stay with Dad. My ex-husband, Mike, had recently become my ex. We divorced a year earlier, partly because of conflicts over how I parented the girls. You don't have to do that. Yes, I do. Because if I stay here, I'm going to say things I can't take back. Actually, screw it. I'll say them now. You're a terrible mother. You've always loved Olivia more. And you're letting her destroy me because you can't admit that your precious favorite daughter is a selfish, cruel person. She left. Moved in with Mike full-time. She was 17 by then, old enough to choose. I told myself she'd calm down. That she was being dramatic. That time would heal this. I told myself a lot of lies. Olivia had the baby 6 months later. A girl. She named her Sophia. Jake wanted nothing to do with it. Refused to be involved, refused to pay support. We had to take him to court for that. Olivia was a single mother at 23, living in my house, dependent on me for everything. I loved Sophia immediately. She was perfect. And Olivia needed help, so I became the primary caregiver. I woke up for night feedings. Changed diapers. Did everything while Olivia slept. I invited Ruby to meet her niece. She refused. That baby is proof of the worst thing that ever happened to me, Ruby said over the phone. I don't want to see her. I don't want to see Olivia. And honestly, Mom, I don't want to see you either. Ruby, please. I know you're hurt, but this is family. Family doesn't betray each other. Family doesn't choose sides. You made your choice. Live with it. She hung up. I didn't talk to Ruby for a year. She graduated high school, went to college across the country, and built a life that didn't include me. It hurt, but I told myself she was being stubborn. That she'd come around eventually. That I'd done the right thing by supporting Olivia through her pregnancy. Meanwhile, Olivia struggled. Sophia was a difficult baby. Olivia had postpartum depression. She couldn't keep a job. She was drowning, and I was the only thing keeping her afloat. I don't know what I'd do without you, Mom, she'd say. And I'd feel needed. Important. Like I was doing the right thing. Ruby graduated college. Got engaged to a guy named David. Didn't invite me to meet him. Didn't call to share the news. I found out from Facebook. I sent her a message. Congratulations on your engagement. I'd love to meet David. Her response, you're not invited to the wedding. I don't want you there. I don't want Olivia there. I'm done with both of you. That hurt more than I expected. I showed the message to Olivia. She shrugged. She's being petty. It's been 4 years. She needs to move on. Move on. That's what I'd been telling Ruby for 4 years. Move on from the betrayal. Move on from the pregnancy. Move on from everything. But Ruby hadn't moved on. She just moved away from us. Then, 6 months ago, everything fell apart. Ruby called me for the first time in 3 years. I almost didn't recognize her voice. Mom? Ruby. Honey, I'm so glad you called. I've missed you so much. I'm pregnant, she said, her voice flat. 3 months. I wanted you to know. Oh, Ruby, that's wonderful. Congratulations. Is David? We're married. We eloped. You weren't invited. That stung, but I pushed past it. I'd love to meet him. And to be involved with a baby. I'm not calling to invite you back into my life. I'm calling because I thought you should know you're going to have another grandchild. That's it. Ruby, please. Can't we move past this? It's been years. Olivia made a mistake. Stop. Just stop. Do not defend her to me. Do not minimize what she did. I called to tell you about the baby. That's all. She hung up. I told Olivia. She rolled her eyes. Great. Now she's going to hold this baby over your head to manipulate you. That's not what she's doing. Yes, it is. She's punishing you for choosing me. She's been punishing both of us for years because she can't let go of high school drama. High school drama. That's what Olivia called it. The betrayal that had destroyed Ruby's trust, her relationship with her sister, her relationship with me. 2 months later, I got another call from Ruby. She was crying. Hysterical. I couldn't understand her at first. Ruby? Ruby, what's wrong? I lost the baby, she sobbed. I miscarried. I'm at the hospital and I lost the baby and I needed to tell someone. My heart broke. Oh, honey. I'm so sorry. Where are you? I'll come right now. No. I don't want you here. I don't know why I called. I shouldn't have. Ruby, please let me be there for you. You were never there for me, Mom. Not when it mattered. I have to go. She hung up. I sat on my couch, crying, wanting to go to my daughter but knowing I wasn't welcome. Olivia came in. What's wrong? Ruby miscarried. She lost the baby. Olivia was quiet for a moment. Then she said something that made my blood run cold. Maybe it's karma. I stared at her. What? For how she's treated me? For holding a grudge for 6 years and punishing me for one mistake. Maybe this is karma. Olivia, your sister just lost her baby. And she's made my life miserable for 6 years. She's turned you against me, made me feel guilty every single day, refused to forgive me for something that happened when I was 22. Maybe if she'd just moved on and been happy, this wouldn't have happened. I should have been horrified. Should have shut her down immediately. Should have defended Ruby. Instead, part of me saw her logic. Part of me had been resenting Ruby for years for not forgiving Olivia, for making me choose, for being so stubborn. That's not how karma works, I said weakly. Isn't it? She's been so bitter and angry for years. That kind of negativity has consequences. I didn't argue. I should have, but I didn't. The next day, Ruby called again. I heard what Olivia said, she said, her voice dead. David's mother was at the hospital. She heard me on the phone with you. She told me I should call back and tell you what I needed to hear. So I called Olivia to tell her how much I was hurting. And she told me the miscarriage was karma for ruining her life. My stomach dropped. Ruby, she didn't mean. Yes, she did. And you know what? You probably agree with her. I don't. Mom, I need you to listen to me very carefully. I have lost my baby. I am destroyed. I am in the worst pain of my life. And my sister thinks I deserved it. Do you know what you need to do right now? Tell me. Anything. You need to tell me that what Olivia said was unforgivable. You need to tell me that you're on my side. For once in my life, I need my mother to choose me over her. This was it. The moment I could fix everything. The moment I could finally be the mother Ruby needed. I opened my mouth. And I said, Ruby, she's hurting too. She didn't mean it the way it sounded. You've been punishing her for 6 years over a teenage mistake. Can't you see how much pain you've caused her? She's struggling as a single mother, she's... Silence. Then Ruby's voice, barely a whisper, I'm done. Ruby. I'm done with you. I'm done with Olivia. I'm done with this family. You've chosen her for the last time. Don't call me. Don't text me. Don't try to contact me. You are not my mother anymore. I don't have a mother. She hung up. I tried to call back. Blocked. I tried to text. Blocked. I showed up at her apartment. She'd moved. I'd lost her. Completely. Finally. Olivia shrugged when I told her. She's being dramatic. She'll calm down eventually. But she didn't. 6 months have passed since Ruby told me I'm not her mother anymore. I've tried everything to contact her. Messages through Facebook, blocked, emails, bounced back, letters sent to her last known address, returned unopened, showing up at her workplace, security escorted me out. She meant it. She was done. Mike called me 3 months ago. You need to stop trying to contact Ruby. You're bordering on harassment. She's my daughter. No. You made it very clear over the years that Olivia is your daughter. Ruby is just the one you tolerated. And now you're facing the consequences. That's not fair. I loved both my girls equally. Don't lie to me. You never loved them equally. Olivia was your favorite from day one. Ruby spent her entire childhood trying to earn your approval while you gave Olivia everything without her even asking. I did my best. Your best was choosing the daughter who slept with her sister's boyfriend over the daughter who got betrayed. Your best was telling a grieving mother who just miscarried that she needed to move on and forgive. You didn't just fail Ruby. You destroyed her. And now you have to live with it. He hung up. I sat in my house, quiet now, with just me, Olivia, and Sophia, and tried to figure out how I'd gotten here. Olivia was in her room, scrolling on her phone. Sophia, now 6, was watching TV. Neither of them needed me at that moment. And that's when it hit me, I'd sacrificed my relationship with Ruby for what? To support Olivia through the consequences of her own terrible choices? To maintain peace by always demanding the wounded party forgive? Olivia emerged around dinner time. What's for dinner? I don't know. What are you making? She looked surprised. Me? You're an adult. A mother. You live here rent-free. You can make dinner. Whoa, where is this coming from? I'm tired, Olivia. Of what? Of enabling you. Of making excuses for you. Of sacrificing Ruby for you. Her face hardened. Here we go. Now Ruby's the victim again. She was the victim. You slept with her boyfriend. In our house. While she trusted you. I was 22 and drunk. It was a mistake. A mistake you've never truly taken responsibility for. You got pregnant, you kept the baby, and I helped you with everything while Ruby was cast aside like her pain didn't matter. Because she wouldn't let it go. 6 years, Mom. She held a grudge for 6 years. Because you never really apologized. You said sorry, but then you acted like she was being unreasonable for being hurt. And I backed you up. Every single time. Olivia's eyes filled with tears. I can't believe you're turning on me now. I'm not turning on you. I'm finally seeing clearly. Ruby was right. I chose you over her. Over and over. And I lost her because of it. So what, now I'm the bad guy? After everything we've been through together? After I've needed you? You've needed me because you've never faced real consequences for your actions. I cushioned everything for you. But Ruby needed me too. And I was never there. Olivia grabbed her purse. I'm taking Sophia to McDonald's. I can't listen to this. She left. I sat in the silence and cried. The next day, I made a decision. I wrote Ruby a letter. A real one this time, not the justifications and excuses I'd sent before. Ruby. I know you don't want to hear from me. I know you've blocked every avenue of communication. But I need to say this, even if you never read it. You were right. About everything. I favored Olivia your entire life. I made excuses for her when she betrayed you in the worst possible way. I minimized your pain to make my life easier. I chose her comfort over your healing, over and over, for 6 years. When you lost your baby, I should have dropped everything and demanded Olivia apologize for what she said. Instead, I asked you, again, to forgive. To move on. To be the bigger person while your sister faced no real consequences. I was a terrible mother to you. I let you down in every possible way. And I'm sorry. I'm so deeply sorry. I don't expect forgiveness. I don't deserve it. But I need you to know that I finally understand what I did to you. And I hate myself for it. I love you. I always have, even though I never showed it the way you needed. I'm sorry I failed you. Mom. I mailed it to Mike's address, asking him to give it to Ruby if she'd accept it. 2 weeks later, I got a text from an unknown number, letter received. I read it. I appreciate the apology, but it doesn't change anything. I've built a life without you and I'm happier for it. Please respect my decision and don't contact me again. At least she'd read it. That was something. Olivia found out I'd apologized to Ruby. She was furious. So you're taking her side now? I'm not taking sides anymore. I'm admitting I was wrong. You're throwing me under the bus to get Ruby back. No, I'm telling the truth. You did a terrible thing. I enabled it. Ruby has every right to cut us off. I can't believe this. After everything I've been through. What you've been through. Olivia, you created your own situation. You slept with Jake. You decided to keep the baby. You chose not to get a job, not to become independent, not to truly make amends with your sister. I was struggling. And I let you struggle without growth. I gave you a soft place to land, but I never made you stand up. She stared at me like I was a stranger. I need you on my side, Mom. I'm on your side. But that doesn't mean I have to agree with everything you've done. And it doesn't mean I should have sacrificed Ruby for you. Olivia moved out 2 weeks later. Found a friend to room with, found a part-time job, took Sophia and left. I'll come back when you remember who your real daughter is, she said as she packed. You're both my real daughters. That's the problem. I never treated you that way. She hasn't spoken to me since. So now I'm alone. Both daughters gone. Both for good reason. I destroyed my relationship with Ruby by always choosing Olivia. Then I lost Olivia by finally telling her the truth about her own responsibility. Mike was right. This is what I deserve. I joined a support group for estranged parents. It's full of people like me, mothers and fathers who've lost their children through their own actions. Most of them don't get it. They make excuses. Blame their kids for being oversensitive. Insist they did their best. I sit there and listen and realize I used to sound exactly like them. My daughter cut me off because I didn't take her side in a fight with her sister, one mother said. Like siblings don't fight. She's being ridiculous. I asked, what was the fight about? Her sister borrowed money and didn't pay it back. My daughter wanted me to make her pay. I said they should work it out themselves. Now she won't talk to me. Did you tell the sister she needed to pay it back? Well, no. She's struggling financially. I couldn't add to her stress. So you chose the sister who created the problem over the sister who was wronged. She looked offended. I didn't choose anyone. Yes, you did. Neutrality is choosing the status quo. You chose not to hold one daughter accountable, which meant you chose against the other. She stopped talking to me after that. But it's true. I see it now. Every time I told Ruby to move on, to forgive, to be the bigger person, I was choosing Olivia. Because the alternative, holding Olivia accountable, was harder. It meant conflict with my favorite daughter. It meant acknowledging my own favoritism. So I took the easy route. And I lost everything. I saw Ruby once, 3 months ago. At a grocery store. She didn't see me. She was with David, her husband. And she was pregnant again. She looked happy. Glowing. David had his hand on her back, protective and loving. They were laughing about something. I hid behind an end cap and watched them shop for baby things. Watched my daughter who I failed over and over, build a life that didn't need me. She deserved that happiness. She deserved a mother who would have protected her from Olivia's betrayal, who would have held Olivia accountable, who would have chosen her for once in her goddamn life. Instead, she got me. I left before they could see me. Cried in my car in the parking lot. Olivia posts on Facebook occasionally. Photos of Sophia, complaints about money, passive-aggressive posts about people who abandon you when you need them most. She thinks I abandoned her. Maybe I did. Maybe finally holding her accountable felt like abandonment after years of unconditional support regardless of her actions. But Ruby knows what real abandonment feels like. She lived with it for years while I chose her sister over her, again and again. Last week was Mother's Day. Neither daughter called. Neither sent a card. I spent it alone, thinking about the card Ethan made for his stepmother in someone else's story. Thinking about how Ruby used to make me cards, elaborate ones with drawings and glitter, until she realized I smiled bigger at Olivia's store-bought ones. Thinking about all the moments I chose wrong. If I could go back to that day when Ruby came home crying because Olivia slept with Jake, I'd do it all differently. I'd kick Olivia out. I'd tell her what she did was unforgivable and she needed to face real consequences. I'd hold Ruby while she cried and promise her that I was on her side, that her sister's betrayal wouldn't be minimized or excused. When Olivia got pregnant, I'd tell her she needed to figure it out on her own. That I'd provide some support, but she was an adult who made adult choices and needed to handle adult consequences. I'd tell Ruby every single day that she was loved, that she was my priority, that her pain mattered. I'd be the mother she deserved. But I can't go back. I can only sit here in my empty house with my regrets and my hard-earned clarity that came years too late. Ruby's baby is due in 3 months. I know this because Mike mentioned it during one of our brief, cold phone calls about financial matters. She's having a boy, he said. She's doing great. David's family is very involved. The implication was clear, she has family. Just not me. That's good, I managed. I'm glad she has support. She deserves it. She always did. I wanted to ask if she ever talks about me. If she ever regrets cutting me off. If there's any chance, someday. But I didn't. Because I know the answer. Some bridges don't just burn. They're demolished, the rubble cleared, and something new built where they used to stand. Ruby has built a new life where I don't exist. And she's happier for it. That's what I have to live with. My therapist, I finally started going, asked me last week what I've learned. That taking sides between your children is the fastest way to lose them both. What else? That just move on is the cruelest thing you can say to someone who's been betrayed. And? That I spent so many years protecting my favorite daughter from consequences that I destroyed both my daughters in different ways. How? I taught Olivia that she'd never have to truly take responsibility. I taught Ruby that her pain didn't matter and she was worth less than her sister. Both lessons were devastating. The therapist nodded. What would you say to Ruby if she were here? That she was right about everything. That I'm sorry. That I understand why she left and I don't blame her. That I hope her baby is healthy and brings her joy. That I hope David's mother is the grandmother I should have been. That I love her, even though I never showed it the way she needed. Will you tell her that? She won't listen. She's made that clear. But will you try? I don't know. Part of me wants to respect her boundaries. Part of me wants to make one more attempt. Olivia texts me sometimes. Usually when she needs money. I say no now. She's furious about it. You're punishing me for telling the truth about Ruby. She texted last week. I'm not punishing you. I'm treating you like an adult. You need to support yourself. I have a child. So does Ruby. And she manages without my money. She blocked me after that. So now I'm truly alone. No daughters. No grandchildren in my life. No family at all, really. I sit in this house I bought to hold my family and I'm the only one here. The silence is what I deserve. I think about karma a lot these days. About what Olivia said, that Ruby's miscarriage was karma for holding a grudge. If karma is real, then what's happening to me now is mine. Losing both daughters. Missing my grandchildren's lives. Sitting alone in a house full of memories of the family I destroyed. I had 2 daughters. One who needed accountability. One who needed support and protection. I gave them the opposite. I protected the daughter who needed consequences. I demanded strength from the daughter who needed compassion. And I lost them both. That's not a mistake. It's not bad luck. It's not Ruby being oversensitive or Olivia being ungrateful. It's justice. I ruined my younger daughter's life by forcing her to swallow her pain to make things easier for her sister and for me. And now I have nothing. No relationships. No trust. No family gatherings. No phone calls on Mother's Day. No involvement in my grandchildren's lives. Just regret and a clear understanding that I earned every bit of this isolation. If you're a parent reading this and you're taking sides between your kids, stop. Now. Before you end up like me. Don't tell the wounded child to move on while protecting the one who caused the wound. Don't choose your favorite over the one who needs you to choose them for once. Don't minimize betrayal because accountability is hard. Don't wait until you've lost both children to realize that just move on is not parenting, it's cowardice. I told Ruby to move on from her sister's betrayal. To move on from the pregnancy. To move on from the cruel karma comment about her miscarriage. Now Ruby has moved on. From me. And I have the rest of my life to sit with what that means. My older daughter cheated with my younger daughter's boyfriend. I forced my younger daughter to move on. She never did. And when she miscarried and my older daughter called it karma, I demanded she move on again. I ruined both my daughters' lives. And they moved on from me instead.